You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Skylight Theater for their presentation of Rotterdam.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
You are here with Michael Shepard. I am the director of the piece, Rotterdam.
So, question, what do you guys decide to do with the piece?
The Skylight Theater contacted me about 6 months ago and said they had a new piece that they were acquiring the rights to and asked if I would be interested, and would I read it? And I said, absolutely, and I read it. I said, if you get the rights, I want to direct it. And they called back a month later and said, we got the rights. Do you want it? I go, absolutely. And we then started putting the pieces together.
What did you like about the story?
That it's a story about all of us, because we all go through change. We all have huge changes in our lives. You know, some not as big as what happens in our story tonight, but change in any relationship is very... when you're in a long-term relationship and change happens, you have to deal with it openly and honestly, and I think that's one of the things this play deals with. It handles quite well, is the honesty of what this situation is and the change that they have to deal with.
I love the fact that also it was basically discovery too, about who you are, about who you've always been, something you neglected about yourself, and actually about who your mate is. I mean, they've always been like the same, you've never appreciated it.
One of the things that we discovered in working with this play is that, and working within the trans community, is that when someone begins their transition, it's not just their transition, it is everyone's transition, and that sometimes the person who is actually transitioning has to take a back seat to let everyone else get, to express their concerns and thoughts and everything else. So basically what you're saying is that this story takes a couple that has been in a 7-year relationship, introduces a brand new element, and it's how they deal with it, which is what we all do. It doesn't have to be anything, it doesn't have to be something as big as transitioning, but we all deal with change in relationships, and I think that is the most important message. And how we deal with our partners during the change, and how we deal with all the other circumstances that surround us during the change that's happening. So I think that's what the message of this story really is. It's a universal story of change.
I agree. I think not only are families in this country changing, but this country itself has changed to a very positive way also. So I see it as being a bright reflection of society.
One of the things that really attracted me to this play is that it's a primer. It is a story that people will see, and it will create dialogue. It is a story that artists will see and will give them permission to discuss this and write about it and create more stories about this. This is the primer, and I'm very excited to be a part of bringing this story to Los Angeles so that other artists can then take this and create bigger, brighter works that will resonate on the stage, hopefully as much as this show does tonight.
I love your choice of casting too. All your characters were played so well. I mean, what do you look for in your casting?
Honesty, fun. I am someone who likes to have a fun room because, look, let's be clear. Acting and directing in Los Angeles theater does not pay a lot. So if you're doing this to create something that is, I gotta create because, no. I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. And I look for people with a good energy and a good sense of purpose, and people who are going to be open to accepting anything I throw at them. And this is the cast that did that. They were, every day I'd go, okay, we're doing this. And sometimes they would look at me with a little bit of side eye, and I'd go, no side eye today, ladies and gentlemen, no. And they would go, okay. And they would always just put their best foot forward with an open heart and an open mind. And hopefully all of that work showed tonight on stage.
This piece, my review on this piece is it was funny, it was entertaining, it was artistic, and it was eye-opening.
Then I guess I've done my job.
I loved it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Miranda Wynn. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm a Valley girl, born and raised. I went to UC San Diego, got my bachelor's in theater and communications, and now I'm here at the Skylight Theater playing Alice in Rotterdam. She's very complicated. She's very pulled in many directions and kind of stuck. She wants to please everyone, and I think her challenge is finding the strength to please herself and be her authentic self like everyone else in the play.
You know, some people say she's really a 21st century woman. She has an alternate lifestyle, but actually, I look at her. She's very normal. She's just like everyone out there.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely think I connect with Alice on so many levels, and our lives are completely different, but I feel like I'm going through a very, very similar struggle, and I think it's just a human struggle that the play is about. So,
you know, even though this touches some very, very dynamic, controversial issues, I thought it was well done. It was very entertaining. It didn't offend anyone. It was I actually wouldn't have any problems recommending this to families.
No, I think that it's pretty family-friendly, and it's very educational, actually. And I think that the humor actually helps with the issues. Comedy is like one of the best ways to inform people. And how can you be mad when you're laughing? Like, how can you be? That's how we get through so many things, is through laughter. And work out problems. So,
also love the way you played. I could feel your emotions. I could feel your dynamic. I felt myself being elevated when you were lifted high, and I felt myself a little depressed when you were kind of breaking up. I felt a little sad about that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you related and we're on our same level in that journey. You were on the journey with us. Yeah, that's great.
Once again, I really love the performance. I loved your performance in it too. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Ashley Romans. I am playing Adrian/Fiona in Skylight's West Coast premiere of Rotterdam, and I'm having the best time. Adrian, the thing that moved me most about this character is how brave he is to be himself in a world that's telling him he can't, and making space for himself and not hearing no or hearing wait. And I think we have become so accustomed to it. So just the play in general has a lot of high moments, a lot of low moments, and everything, all the shades of gray in between. So it's a universal story of making room.
I agree. Basically, when the word universal story, this was a story about a relationship. It was a story about two people in love.
Yeah,
I was facing a lot of problems. I was facing change, facing discovery.
Yep,
and it was just beautifully done.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. We had the Trans Lounge come and actually watch the show, and it means the whole world to me that they appreciated the show for what it was, and the authenticity and the love story behind it, and anyone can see themselves in this story. It's a story about humans, and I think we need more stories like this.
Whenever I look at characters in the theater, the one who changes the most obviously is the protagonist, but also they're the main focus, the main story behind. Your character changed the most, so this was actually a story about you.
Yeah. Actually, for a while I felt like it was a story about me, but then I realized it was kind of a story about Alice, and then it was like it's kind of a story about all of us, because Alice needs to take in the change that's happening, and it's really great because this entire play is kind of an introduction to a conversation. Like, how do you love somebody who's a little different than you, and how do you get the courage to be yourself? And I did change the most, I guess, technically, but I was always the same. Adrian was always the same person from Fiona to Adrian. Alice was the one who had to change. The world around him had to change, and that's what we have to do for our trans brothers and sisters and everywhere in between.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way, but I guess you're right. It wasn't he was always the same person. Right. It was just the world around him who changed.
Yeah,
interesting. His family changed. His spouse changed.
Yeah,
and again, society changed a little bit also.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're still changing. We're still asking questions and making conversations and trying to be better. We all just want to be better. We're all trying our best. Yeah.
I loved your performance tonight. I love the play. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Ashton. It means a lot. Thank you. Seriously.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Ryan Brophy. So this is my professional debut in LA. I am currently a student at USC. I'm 2.5 weeks shy of graduating as a BA theater major. I'm from Houston, Texas, originally. Go Stros. We're really proud. Sorry, everybody in LA. And yeah, I know Tony from Tony Abadamarco. He's a producer here. We did a reading at school about a year or so ago, and I ran into him in September, and he told me about this opportunity, and so I came and I auditioned and was fortunate enough to become a part of this company. So here we are. I played Josh. I played the older brother of Fiona, who is Adrian in Act 2. Josh is someone who can't help but solve other people's problems by virtue of just being stuck in his situation, you know. He's someone who's kind of like run thin by the amount that he cares. Like, he has a strong connection to Alice, and obviously a strong connection to who he thinks is his little sister, but then finds out is his little brother. And a lot of the time, the biggest obstacle with him comes from his sort of his effort to sort of juggle those two and try and find a connection, which sort of proves not impossible, but it stretches him very thin, and he realizes that the best thing for him in the end is just to kind of move on with himself and not get hung up on what it is that's wounded him so deeply. Alice having left him for who at the time he thought was his younger sister, but then we find out is his brother. Yeah.
Usually characters like yours are kind of a little boring. You know, they're just straight-laced characters. They kind of like transition between scene and scene. They fill in backstory and all that. But this, you actually played your character very well. First of all, you were very entertaining.
Thank you.
But also, you drove the story. It was like you were an anchor point. It was like, you brought down, when they were going through an insane period, you brought them down to earth. But also, you allowed them to fly high to the sky.
Yeah. It's in the fact that he knows both of them better than they know themselves, essentially. And he's not afraid to tell them the truth and tell them the hard truth, because he knows that's what they need to hear. And that's the only way that he can help them get through to their situation and be as much of a fixer as he is. But then he gets to a point, where he realizes that that's not his job, Having moved into the apartment sort of against his will, sort of entering into a war zone voluntarily, he realizes that he's been doing it sort of like the ultimate favor for these two people, that they need to go off and learn how to accomplish themselves, and he needs to take care of himself. So that's where the end comes from. That's where he finally learns how to cut ties with Alice, and, after his brawl with Adrian, he knows that he just needs to step back and kind of allow for whatever to transpire, whatever is meant to transpire. Yeah.
Love the way you played it for a first time, for your first professional performance. This was fantastic. This may go down in history. Seriously, this actually may go down in history as a milestone play. You did it beautifully.
Thank you so much. Yay, good, I'm glad.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
All right, great, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Audrey Kane. I am playing Lalani in the show Rotterdam, and we just opened tonight, and I don't know, I'm very excited. Lalani is a in-the-moment type of person. She doesn't second-guess herself. She has a lot of confidence, and sometimes I wish I could be more like her.
If my audience decided to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see a story about a relationship that's pretty universal. They should expect laughs and tears and just a really beautiful story.
I agree with you. It was more universal, because again, I guess there were some gay themes in it, some themes about foreign countries, but it was so universal. It was a relationship. It was about two people who were who were in love with each other, who were breaking up, and at the end they had a milestone, they had a decision to make, and that was it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think almost any relationship can go through some kind of transition where one person is changing or evolving, or both are changing and evolving in different ways, and you have to kind of reconcile whether you want to stay together or evolve together. So in that way, yeah, I definitely agree that it's a universal story.
Also love the way you played it. I mean, your part, you nailed your character. You were a foreigner, but you had so much personality. I just love the way you did it.
Oh, thank you. The accent definitely helped create, like, that was the first step in creating a different person other than myself. So I had so much fun doing it.
Once again, I really loved it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Josh Gershik, the Dramatist Guild's regional representative. I was the dramaturg on Rotterdam by John Britton here at Skylight Theater.
If my viewers decide to come and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see a story about a relationship evolving. A relationship that has high points and low points, and, like any relationship, is funny and serious and dramatic and tense and somber and ridiculous all at the same time.
I look at this piece, and again, from inside this piece, one of the storylines was basically, I've always been like this. You look at this tremendous change. No, I've always been like this. Society's kind of been like that. You look at this as being, this piece is just a normal piece. It's a normal piece about two people who love each other, and you think this is a revolution. No, it's always been like this. This has always been this way.
I think we're in an evolutionary period with regard to sexuality and sense of self and identity, and this play addresses all of that.
But it's also so incredibly normal. I mean, it's just, I can imagine myself working with this couple. I can imagine myself living next to this couple.
Yeah, well, you might. You might, in fact, live next to this couple. Well, transgender people and gay and lesbian people and bisexual people and intersex people are just like everyone else, and you may be working alongside a transgender person or gay person. You might be living alongside, your doctor, your lawyer, your butcher, your baker might be gay or transgender, and we're really like everyone else.
I've seen a lot of shows with gay themes in them. A lot of them are very boring because, I don't know, maybe they're afraid of saying things. Maybe they have to present some kind of positive image. This one presented a sloppy image of normal people having normal problems and working through it. I just loved it. It was perfect.
Yeah. Well, these characters have headaches and upsets and disappointments and victories, and, they've got all of the things that real characters have, including an ending that isn't pat and leaves us wondering what's going to happen to these characters. It's not all tied up in a bow.
Yeah, and exactly, if they just break up and they don't, that's okay. I mean, they'll work it out. They'll get over it. They'll move on. I mean, that's life. And this was about life. So again, I feel very good about these characters. No matter what happens to them, I think they'll do okay.
I like that. Right. The question is, will they grow apart? Will they grow together? But wherever they go, whatever their journey, they're fully realized characters that you can relate to.
I really loved the piece. I really loved the drama part of it. I love your interpretation of it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Rotterdam will be playing at Skylight Theater and has been extended to run to January the 28th. For more information, go to www.skylighttheatercompany.com. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Casa 0101 Theater for their presentation of Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway musical.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Rigo Tejeda.
And what did you do tonight?
I am the director of the show.
I love this performance of Beauty and the Beast. It was fantastic. I've seen professional performances of Beauty and the Beast before. There's actually some parts of this I enjoyed more than those productions.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Also, I've seen the productions before. They were fine and all, but this one was a major leap of... Again, I compared this to a professional performance. It was at that same same level.
That's wonderful. Thank you for those wonderful comments. You know, the thing about this cast is that besides having so much diversity, there's a lot of heart and a lot of love. And these cast members, we've given them the opportunity to come on stage and really showcase their talent, and they've really taken it by the horns and shown us this beautiful piece.
I love the cast. What do you look for in your casting anyway?
For me, you know, with the casting, I want to give opportunities to people of color, to Latinos, to people of color. We don't really get a lot of opportunities out there, and when I do the casting or the show, even the shows that I select, I want to make sure that we do shows that we can bring people and give people the opportunity to really showcase their talents.
Well, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Even though, again, you might have chosen people of color, you still chose fantastic actors. Again, like I said before, I liked some parts of this better than the professional performance I saw.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out tonight. I appreciate your kind words.
All right, once again, I loved it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Take care.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Omar Mata. I was born here in East LA, born and raised. Went to the local schools, went to the local schooling. Musician at heart. I played mariachi music for most of my life, for about 25 years, and that actually brought me to acting. I did a little bit of acting in high school, but then when they were looking for an actor, musician, singer, that was my introduction back into stage, and haven't looked back ever since. I think I started doing that about 8 years ago, and I just love it since. I've been loving it since. I've been very fortunate, very lucky to be here at Casa 0101, where I started, and I'm still currently doing stuff. It's just, I'm so blessed to, you always want to come back to the community and do something. So I'm very lucky, very lucky.
Okay, and which character did you play?
I played the Beast. The Beast. You know what? It's not that far fetched from what I grew up in. I mean, despite the idea that he first started being very selfish, heartless person, but then realized that the social life just wasn't really accepting him, and he had to be on his own. So as far as that part of it, I was kind of like that. I'm 6'6". I'm really 6'6". So to deal with this height at a very young age and throughout, I was always shy. To this day, I'm still shy. If I walk into a room, I think I would be by the walls and not really be the center of attention. But despite all of that, I really love the fact that I got to play the Beast. It was something that I really took into heart and very passionate about it. Very passionate about it. I was really able to see my upbringing a lot in the Beast.
I saw that in you because with all the costumes, it hit so much of you. But you actually managed to still act through it, with your body and with your movement and all that. I thought you did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. You're right, because it is very physical. It's a very, very physical job. Despite that I am wearing prosthetics, it's harder to really people to see, not just your eyes, but your reactions, what you're trying to say with your face. A lot of acting, even people that don't understand sometimes language or what they're listening to, a lot of acting has to do with just physicality. You can really show emotion and what you're trying to say in a physical aspect. And if you do that very well, I always try to have that in mind when you're on stage or when I'm on stage. And I'm really happy for you to mention that, because that's what I aim for. That's really, really what I aim for.
The performance was fantastic. In fact, I've seen Beauty and the Beast at a few professional shows, big professional shows. There's some parts of this I actually like better than those shows.
Oh my God, thank you very much. You know what? Yeah, it might be that this cast is so multicultural. I mean, you look around the cast, you see so many different type of ethnicities, colors, different. Then that's when you have different perspectives of how the character is going to be played. And then when you put all these perspectives in together, and then to have Rigo Tejeda, who's the director of the musical, for him to control all these different perspectives, it's amazing. When you put all of that together, I mean, we really, as actors, everybody in the cast, we really don't have any idea how far we can elevate this until we continue doing more and more shows and get more familiar with each other and be able to show that perspective that people really haven't seen of other different casts.
Again, I've seen several pieces at Casa 101. I was walking in expecting certain things. This was so above what I expected. And again, your other performances are fine and all, but this, you could tell it was professional level, that your performances.
I'm glad you said that, because I think that's the beautiful thing that Casa 0101 is trying to do, especially Josefina Lopez, trying to bring shows that are going to be continuously elevating or pushing the bar higher. I mean, honestly to God, you really don't have to go to Hollywood. Boyerwood Heights is right here. You can come down the street and see a quality show that you can see. Sometimes maybe even better, as you said. So it's just to have, for you to say that, I mean, I'm very blessed and very lucky to be in this position and be part of that upbringing, be part of that lifting of the bar to really escalate not just the type of performances that they're having here, but as far as the actors, you know, we want to work, and sometimes there's just not enough work. So if we can elevate our performance and continue having these shows, continue having people from the community or people from of all different cities locally to come and support us, I mean, that's going to even be more for us to even show and support and even gravitate to.
Once again, I love the performance. I love your performance too. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your time and you coming here, okay? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with?
My name is Andrea. I am from Orange County, California. And I am a musical theater performer. I've been doing this for about 6 years. Studied at Cal State Fullerton and Orange County School of the Arts.
And which character do you play again?
I play Belle. Belle is a fierce warrior princess, and she is brave, she's courageous, she doesn't take anything from anybody, and she stands up for herself, she stands up for her father, and she is a representative of all heroines and all young girls who have ever wanted to do something more with their life.
I love this performance, and I love your performance also. In fact, I've seen Beauty and the Beast at a few large professional theaters. There's actually some parts of this I actually enjoyed more than those theaters parts.
Thank you so much. It's really great to hear.
Yeah. Again, I've seen several performances here at Castle 101 also. And actually, again, this was actually one major step above. And there's nothing wrong with the other ones, but this was one major step above. I thought the singers were fantastic. I thought the acting was fantastic. I thought the dancing was fantastic also.
Thank you so much. My first show at Casa was In the Heights, and then I did Aladdin, and this was definitely one of those shows where I knew coming into it was going to be a huge production. There would be so many different elements and so many different actors and people with strong points that would have to bring in their strongest assets to bring this production together. And it really was a collaborative effort, and it really was so wonderful to see everyone within their different elements working together. And I think that's what makes this production so special. And knowing that it's so colorful, it's so diverse, and no one is being ostracized or feeling out of place because of the way they look or their ethnicity. And so that's definitely something so special about this production. I think that itself elevated what we were able to do with this show as well.
But even though it was an ethnic cast, again, I look beyond the cast. Even a colorblind critic would basically say that this was a fantastic performance. You guys just blew me away.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Once again, I love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with?
My name's Andreas Pantazis, and I'm playing Gaston in the production of Beauty and the Beast. I do a lot of theater around Los Angeles, Inland Empire, and a little bit in the OC. I've performed at the Chance, a lot of productions at Tibby's Center Stage in Fontana, a couple of things at NoHo Art Center, also here at Casa where I did In the Heights back in 2013.
And which character did you play again?
I played Gaston. You know, as I call, Gastel. Hashtag Gastel, everyone. Team Villains. Yes. Well, let's be honest. Everybody loves Gaston. You know, he's the biggest guy in town. He's the one who provides everybody with his food, with fur, with wood even. He's the best. He's the most Olympic kind of guy in this town. Nobody can keep up with him. However, you know, he's a little lonely sometimes. All these girls he keeps rendezvousing with don't really satisfy him. So right now he's trying to settle down, and he has his eye on this girl, you know, with a crazy father, and hey, well, I'm telling you, Gastel is gonna come in. Hey.
I love your performance. I think you're fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was a dream role. I've done the show luckily twice before, once with Chance, as I said, last summer, where I played Ensemble, Baker, and various other roles. And then I played Beast when I was back in 21. And it's been kind of, I wanted to really play Gaston. It's a dream role. I've always felt Beast and Gaston are both kind of parts up there that I really appreciate and really get into, and I'm just happy.
Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway musical, will be playing at Casa 0101 Theater from December 8th to January 21st. For more information, go to www.casa0101.org.